Hallie, and we're coming on the air tonight with first responders fanned out across Florida, racing to rescue people from the devastation of Hurricane Milton. Crews are fighting to get to people. Look at this. Somebody
oh my God.
Basically clinging to this cooler, what looks to be that, out in the water. This is new video just into us from the Coast Guard here. You can see them dropping this. They try to get the guy. He is now apparently in the hospital. We're going to have more on this in a second. I want to show you also another video out of Hillsborough County here, a teenager who's holding onto what looks like a piece of a fence, and you see rescuers going in, trying to get him out there. We've also got video of a mom and her 4 kids wading through the water. You see this with the help of neighbors and a news crew from our Tampa affiliate. She ended up telling them she thought she would be saved because she's so far inland.
Me and my children hopped on the oven, and once we hopped on the oven, I called my mom and told my mom, I think me and my children are about to drown to death.
We are learning just moments ago that at least 12 people altogether have been killed in Hurricane Milton after the storm and the tornadoes spawned from it. I want to show you this, the moment as we see some of the damage too, that the front part of a house in Venice along the Gulf Coast just gets ripped off like it is nothing. I mean, just peeled off like that. Other parts of people's homes just flying around. The roof of Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg totally torn through. You can see inside. A crane smashing multiple stories of the Tampa Bay Times building. Some of it's on the ground. It left this huge hole in the building itself. And then this insane scene, an alligator snapping at a man as he tried to get out of his car. See that? As he's looking to get out. I mean, this is the situation that happened in so much of Florida. Tonight, more than 3 million people are in the dark. The question is, how long are they going to stay that way? We've got team coverage tonight across Florida. We've also got our forecast with Bill Cairns. But let me start with Stephanie Gosk in Tampa, because, Steph, you're tracking a lot of these water rescues right now, right? Bring us up to speed on what we're seeing and what's happening tonight.
Yeah, sure, Hallie. I'm in Hillsborough County, which is part of Tampa, but where I'm standing right now, this is not an evacuation zone. This is not near the ocean. This is not a place that is vulnerable to storm surge, but it is vulnerable to upwards of a foot of rain. And that is how much rain fell overnight here with Hurricane Milton. And what happened was places like this, neighborhoods like this, got overwhelmed by water. This is a place that people weren't used to flooding. This neighborhood, I'm told, doesn't flood much at all. Listen to what one resident told me.
VAP?
It's the first time I ever seen this like this. And the people who own it, I know they're going to be shocked.
So you had rescue crews out here, Hallie, that had done similar water rescues for Helene on the coast. Now they're doing these water rescues using amphibious vehicles, using boats. And you can just see, you know, this community is out there trying to deal and get back to normal, but you can't if you've got this much water on the ground, Hallie.
I mean, I'm looking at these vehicles coming through. I'm looking at the scene behind you, Steph. It's not like it is easy for these rescuers to find these people. They're dodging floods like the ones you're standing in front of, sinkholes even in some parts of the Tampa Bay area too, right?
Yeah, there have been sinkholes, and you look at this water and you think about these 2 storms back to back, and it's not surprising that the ground would give away in spots. But it's also interesting that we had all of this build up to the storm, and yet the people who are caught in these waters, in these apartment buildings, a lot of them are talking about the surprise that they felt by the magnitude of the impact when it just came to rain. And that is why they're having to do so many rescues. Here in Hillsborough County, they said they had to rescue 500 people. 500 people in the last 24 hours. A lot of them, 135 of them, out of a senior center, which is right down this flooded road behind me, Hallie.
And people are still out and about, Steph, clearly. Bikes, a car behind you, too. I mean, folks are coming to check things out, it seems.
They are. You got to hand it to them. There's some people playing music over here. There's a barbecue down the street. Kids on bikes. You know, they are out and about. But, you know, you have to underscore what they're up against. It is hardship on top of hardship, and they really can't. A lot of these homes, they cannot live in.
It's just going to be a long